What's up guys, Thunder Studios here. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers Retro Carded Edition Autobot Outback. And yeah, I don't usually do this packaging segments, but since I'm going to destroy the box trying to open this anyway, I just thought it would be really nice to show you guys this. And that's the alt mode for this figure, but like this is the original toy art, and that looks really good there. And like it's very retro inspired, like the old carded packages. But it's like a little bit bigger because the toys are way bigger now than they were back then. And on the back you can see the artwork and the text specs, like description and all the boring legal stuff. Okay, so let's get this opened and let's take a look at the figure. Now Outback here, I don't think he's gotten a lot of love from Transformers. Not recently, at least. And yeah, he has a pretty neat design. I really like that head sculpt there. That looks amazing. Especially with how they engineered it so it was able to rotate. And this is just a slight retool of Brawn. I do really like the new chest that they gave him with the details there. And mostly the legs are just the same with the arms, but they are painted in this really lovely silver that's the head's also painted in. And it's very metallic and reflective, which is very nice to see. As he is a mini bot, he is quite small, so let's take a look at some size comparisons. Here he is with Brawn, his mold mate, and yeah, they share the exact same mold, so they're identical in height, but as you can see some of the differences. And this is the battle damage version of Brawn, so there are some like extra differences from the normal version. We have Bumper, and this is might be one of the smallest Transformers I own. So yeah, Outback is quite a lot larger than Bumper. Windcharger, and yeah, I reckon this is about the perfect size for a mini bot. The 86 battle damage Ratchet, and that's also a pretty good scaling. And last but not least, the 86 Optimus Prime. So he doesn't scale too badly, and he doesn't really look out of place with the bigger bot. So let's take a look at his accessory. For Outback's accessory, it is just this very simply designed blaster. There's barely any molded detail. There's just a blast effect port there, and it is just entirely painted. As you can see, it's molded in this brown plastic, and it looks pretty good with Outback holding it there. As for Outback's articulation, like I mentioned earlier, he has a swivel at the head, which is pretty cool because most of his other designs didn't really have that articulation. The arms go out that far because they're on ball joints. They can also rotate. They also have a bicep swivel, an elbow end, which goes pretty far for a single jointed one, and the wrists fold in, but that's due to the transformation. He also has a waist joint. It can go all the way around if you slightly raise up the backpack. The legs pick up to that far, again with the backpack. They go out to that far. Has a very good range outwards, thigh rotation, knee bend, almost to 90, and an ankle tilt. So yeah, he is very, very poseable for a mini bot. And I enjoy putting him in some pretty cool poses. Yeah, the only thing I don't really like is the sort of gappage in the torso. I really wish they could have engineered a way around that. Now with articulation out the way, let's take a look at the transformation. Starting with the transformation, you just want to take the hands and fold them in, then use the arms and just bend them down like this. And on the other side, then just lift this part up, rotate this, fold that back, and then lift up the backpack like this. Take the arms, fold them like this, rotate the forearms, do the exact same thing on the other side, and just peg them together in the middle. There's two pegs, one there and one there, and just have to try and get them to slot in there. Once you have done that, you can just rotate the waist, and with the legs, just unfold this, fold in the feet, and just bend them in, and make sure the feet go into that hole, and the legs peg into that, and do the exact same thing on the other side. Once you have done that, you're just going to use the hands. There is some knobs there, and they just go into the knees, like that. And once you have done that, just fold down this, and make sure it slots into these parts. Then for the final step, just fold down this back piece. Taking a closer look at Outback's alt mode, it is pretty good. Everything tabs together alright, and the transformation was pretty enjoyable and very quick to do, and I like that in my Transformers. As you can see, he has an M logo here, and I'm pretty sure that is for Microchange, which is the original toy line before Transformers. And I do really like all the paint on here. There's like this brown paint there and silver paint there. I do wish these other headlights were painted as well, and all the windows are painted this black. All the windows are painted in this black, which doesn't look too bad. I just wish it was like blue or something to differentiate it from the tires and the Microchange logo. He has two Autobot symbols, one there with a silver backing, same with the other side. And on top he has like this wheel thing. It can come off and it has a 5mm port. I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but it is used here to connect the gun for weapon storage. And that actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like quite militaristic, and this is sort of like a military kind of looking truck. And on the back here you can see there is like a gas thingy molded in, same with here, and the back window is painted. And the wheels are painted in this silver color, which is nice. I do really wish they were pinned on though, especially for a mini-bot this size at this price point. This is quite an relatively old figure, like 2 years old, maybe 2 or 3. So I do really understand that, because they weren't really going all in with the mini-bots until pretty recently. But I still would have liked it if they would have updated the mold and gave him pinned on wheels. But he can roll around pretty decently. And that is pretty much it for Outback's alternate mode. So let's get this guy transformed back up, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Now that we've got him transformed back up, what are my thoughts on this guy? Well, in my opinion, he's like a near perfect mini-bot. If only he had them pinned on wheels in vehicle mode. The transformation isn't too bad. It's like very enjoyable and quick to do, which I like in my Transformers. And this is why I like the mini-bots. They're like very fun, like desk bots to keep around and mess about with. And all the details on him are pretty good. I just don't really like the gap in the chest and the lack of pins on wheels. And also the backpack doesn't really tab in anywhere, and it's quite large. I do wish they could have like compressed it a little bit more. Other than that, this is a pretty good figure. And also, it's like one of the only Australian Transformers I can think of. And as an Australian, that's cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give this guy a 9 out of 10. He's almost perfect, but he does have some issues that do need to be fixed. Yeah, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts of this guy in the comments down below.